The episode of The Grind. My name is Violet Njoki. When we talk about laser art, what comes to mind? Tattoos, right? Well, today we're not talking about tattoos. Today is laser art on board. Give me a second. This is what I'm talking about. This is some unique, that will have a meaning in a second, some unique art that you're seeing here today. And we're going to be talking to one person who creates this on a daily basis. His name is George Ndambuki, and he's going to explain to us why, how he started this amazing art industry. Welcome to The Grind. Welcome, George.
Thank you.
So, George, please tell us who you are. I mean, I know you're George Ndambuki, but who is George?
I am George Ndambuki, as you've said.
Yes.
I'm a former architecture graduate. I graduated last year in the University of Nairobi. I did 6 years.
6 years? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 6 years. And I started YOUnique when I was in third year, end of third year.
Yeah.
So YOUnique is now turning 4 years old. It turned in February 27.
It turned 4. Happy birthday to YOUnique. Tell me, what is YOUnique?
YOUnique is a concept that I'm trying to push to every person that I meet, that we should all embrace our stories.
Yeah, we are all unique.
Because we are all unique.
Yeah.
Each of us has a story. Yes. You have a story, yes. I have a story. Yeah. And we are trying to use that concept to showcase what we do.
Yeah.
So our art, our architecture, and our products all embody that concept.
The concept of unique.
Yes, being unique and being able to embrace your story.
Yes. I see you have one of your brands on. It's unique. It's not the you unique, it's you as in you as a person unique. Tell me, how did you come up with that concept?
When I was now working on starting the business when I was in third year, I remember that we used to make some nameplates in school, and they all had to embody a certain aspect of ourselves. So whatever character we have in school, that was what we needed to embody in that nameplate. So when I was now thinking of what should I call it, what should be the concept, I just settled on that because I wanted everyone to really embrace who they are.
Yeah, so it's you.
Yes, it's you and Nick. Yeah. Because in this day and age, people really strive not to tell their story. They want to be like someone else. Yeah, true. So I want to tell everyone that there's no one like you.
You can be unique. You can stand out.
You should stand out.
You should stand out. Yeah. Tell me how you started YOUnique.
I actually started. I've always loved to draw, even when I was a kid into high school. As you can see, this is one of my first art pieces. My pencil drawing of my mom. I really love my mom, so yes. So this is the reason I started with this one. So as I digressed now, when I now formed the business when I was in third year, with the knowledge that I've leveraged now from architecture, I now used the knowledge now to venture into now laser art as an alternative for the pencil drawings and the paintings. Yes, so that's how I actually started.
Why did you opt for laser?
The main reason why I opted for laser was I bought the machine to make models actually for students. The main reason was to make models because it is very versatile. It cuts different materials for making models for students. Then I now realized we could even make art with it. So it was now an addition to its use case. So
basically you started when you were in fourth year or in third year?
Yes, in third.
Even making the art, or was it only with the architecture?
In third year I used to only draw the pencils. Then now when I got the machine, I now digressed into now making the models and now the art pieces with the machine. Yes, with the laser machine. Yeah.
When you were starting, tell me about the capital. How was your financial stand?
Actually, when I was starting, I didn't have any capital at all.
Wow.
I was just doing small gigs here and there, drawing a friend. Then I remember now when I finished fourth year, I had to go for internship. So when I did my internship, after I cleared from the money that I was paid, that's what I used now to buy the first machine. And also my mom also, Alimichangia, she helped a little bit to enhance the capital that I already had gotten.
How much are we talking here to get that machine?
Around maybe 150.
150,000.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have not included maybe bringing it here, the shipment.
It's not that it's locally here.
It's not locally available. I had to bring it in from China.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that is so good. Tell me, where do you get your materials to make the architecture and the art that you have?
To make the materials, we only require just normal plywood, the plywood that you see.
Yeah.
So any hardware has plywood, but I normally pick my materials from Gikomba because it's it's easier to, because it's in town.
Yeah.
You just go there, you cut it up, and since I was still working in school, it was very easy now to just move from Gikomba to school because University of Nairobi is just in town.
So it's just basically here and there.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know about laser art. Tell me how you get your clientele.
I normally get my clientele from referrals, actually, and social media. Just the normal, just posting, and very many referrals. Because I think for the most part, I really try to engage my clients, ask questions about who they are gifting, create a relationship.
So it's basically like you want to know who is this person.
Yes. Oh. What makes them unique? Yeah. What are we trying to achieve with this art piece? Yeah. Because they're not just art pieces, they tell a story. Yeah. So that's why I need to engage with the client, and we become more than just a business and a client.
Because you've gotten to know them.
Yes.
Tell me about your first ever laser art.
My first laser art piece was for a classmate. I remember he was having a wedding for a friend. But that I don't have it. But the second one, which is really close to my heart, is for my mom. This art piece really, it showed us how to now play with the gradients. It taught me how to now make the art pieces look better. We improved the board and the material that is put on it. So this was now like my entry point now into the industry.
This is basically what put you out there into making laser art. Yes. Wow, this is so nice. Wow. Tell me the process of creating one laser art, one piece.
One piece. I have to actually start with the photograph. The client has to send a photograph, and we have to assess whether the photograph can be made by the machine.
Wait, so there are photographs that can't be made?
Yes, actually, because it depends with also your pose, how it looks, what story are we trying to tell. So not any photo can just do a print.
We say a picture tells 1,000 words.
Thank you.
Wow.
So we start with a photograph. So once we now agree with the photograph, I edit the photo in Photoshop. Then after editing it in Photoshop into many layers, there are it prints in layers. So the first, the second, the third, depending on how complicated or easy the photo is. So afterwards, after the Photoshop process, we now take it into the machine. Now it laser prints the different layers.
So it's the machine now that takes over. Immediately you've done the Photoshop, the machine takes over.
Yes.
Wow. That is so interesting.
Then after now it prints and we cut, we now stick it on a board.
The board is like this black part.
This is the actual board. Yes. So we stick it on it now.
Wow.
Yes.
So I'm seeing that board behind you, and then I can imagine it's this one but now blown up.
Yes.
Tell me about this piece.
This piece is called Launoni. I remember I did this in 4th year. Some of my friends actually helped me. The reason why it's called Launoni means head of warriors in Samburu. It's Samburu language. But as you can see, it's the warrior protecting the city and our landscape, and it just has an African feel. So we did this art piece as a miniature, so that if we now do the big one, we now know the problems or the problems that we'll have to face, so that we can make this one. The main reason why we had to blow it up, as you can see, these small ones are for the commercial market, the retail market for smaller people. Not really smaller, but for just the retail, normal people. But for these big ones, we were targeting now restaurants, office blocks, corporates.
People that can actually put it on board, like people can just see it when walking in and walking out.
In museum, big spaces. Yes. So that's the reason why we did this big one. We wanted to see what kind of art can be created by the machine. Yes.
Would you say that doing architecture in school has helped you to learn about laser art?
Very much so. I think if it wasn't for architecture, I don't think I'd really know so much about all these processes. Because the main reason why I even bought the machine was to make architectural models for our own designs, our own school designs. So we now created different use cases now for the machine and for the whole process.
When you're doing this architecture, even in school or even right now, do people actually come to pay you to create this for them, or you charge them to use your machine, or what happens?
What normally happens, we charge the service. We charge cutting for you and making it now into a full model. So we target students and also architectural firms. Yes. So
you create this for an architectural firm, like you basically. Tell me, how do you, when you're creating this for an architectural firm, do you just go and say, I want to create this for you, or how do you do it?
How we go about that is the firm approaches us or the student approaches us, either of them. So he or she already has a design that he or she needs now to showcase now, either in school or on a project, because so many clients and also our teachers want models for your project. That's mandatory. So the student or the firm sends us drawings of the model. Then now we synthesize those drawings and we cut out the parts now to make the model now. Yes.
We're going on a break, but we'll be right back and continue talking to George Ndambuki about the laser art and how he makes art on board. We'll be right back.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Usiyakubalie maumivu ya misuli kukatiza ratiba yako. Kaluma Pain Balm ni dawa ya kusugua iliyotengenezwa kutoka kwa miche maalum ili kutuliza maumivu ya misuli. Kaluma Pain Balm. Shhh. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back to The Grind. My name is Violet Njoki, and today we are talking to George Ndambuki. He makes laser art, yani art on board. It's literally on board. So, and before we went on the break, we talked about how he started, how he's created YOUnique. It's actually called YOUnique because we all have unique stories. I mean, so, and now with all the art that he's done, he sells his pieces. And my question to you right now is, how do you price your pieces?
That's a good question. For the retail art pieces, we price them according to size. So the smallest size is an A5. An A5 is an half of an A4. This is now the A4 size. This one. This is the A4 size.
Tea Master.
Yeah, the Tea Master. So then there's the A3. This is now the A3 size. So they all have different price. This is 5,000 shillings. This is 8,000 shillings, and half that is 2,500.
Does the price only depend on the type of the piece? Is it A4, A5? Is that the only dependent price?
For the retail art pieces, we only price according to size. But now for these bigger ones, this has a different pricing because of, one, the size also, the concepts to make it, the installation process, and generally how unique it is, because we also sell that as a component of the art.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell me, after you've done all the art, all the lasering and all that, what is the final process that you go through before you send this out as a package?
As a package, we now after finishing now the lasering, I have to now make this board. I have to cover it up with a cloth. Then I have to put a stand at the back with my logo. So that's just really it.
Is there like a care package, like, when you buy something like a shoe or a bag, if it's leather, you have some oil that you use it. Does this kind of art, does it have that kind of maintenance?
Not really. Actually, the thing that you really need to do, you just need to clean it. You just wipe it if it has dust. But it can stay as long as it can.
It can last forever. You say memories last forever.
Let's say
so,
that.
But you see, for this Samburu picture that you made, is this something that you came up with in mind, or even the tea master? What gives you the idea of creating such boards that you have here? One that is not ordered. I may give you one. It's Violet's picture. I wanted to create Violet. But what about something like this? It's Kenya. It's Nairobi City. There's a Samburu man. What comes to mind?
When we were making this, I remember the reason why we were making this. We were having an exhibition in school, and we really needed. I remember I had a few friends who are now helping me do it. So we really needed something to showcase what this laser cutter can do.
Yes.
Because I remember in school we were the first people now to have the laser cutter. So it was we just needed to showcase what we can achieve with it. So we sat down, created a concept, and we edited the concept now on Photoshop, and the rest is history. So for these art pieces that have not been ordered, I rarely do them, by the way, because it's quite a challenge when you're trying to sell it. So I normally focus on the ones that have been ordered.
So but before we started this interview, so something like a sketchbook. Yes. Tell me about that sketchbook.
I am an avid sketcher myself. So I go to every place that I go and I find interesting, I sketch it out. And I really hope that if God willing I get kids, this is the book that I'll give them with all the places that I've been. I would like them to visit the places that I've gone. And because of that, I remember when we were now in school, we used to draw on single sheets of paper. So then,
single sheets like the exercise books,
like sheets, just plain sheets of paper. So I realized, since I really love to sketch, and I would want now to have one book that houses all my sketches, I thought of why not just making a sketch pad that houses all the sketches that I can do in a certain project. So that's how I now came up with the YOUsketch sketchpad. And it also embodies what YOUnique is all about, because we are telling people to sketch yourself, tell your story on our canvas.
Oh, okay, interesting. Let me see that inside. So basically you just give this to, or rather you sell this to a person and they go drawing whatever it is they see they find interesting.
Yes, so whether it's their own school projects, whether it's something they have seen outside, whatever they want to draw it's applicable in this sketchpad.
And you even give them in sizes.
Yes, we also give them in sizes, because this is the smallest. This is an A6, then we have the A4, then we have now the A3 size.
Wow. And have you thought about bringing your sketches to life using your laser art?
Yes, but the reason maybe I've not yet done that is because we are still trying to we still propose to so many people about these concepts, and not so many see the light of day.
True.
Yeah, you know how business is. So that's why maybe you've not seen something with my sketches on board. But for sketches, it is normally just nice being done on paper. Yes, and the reason why this paper is actually good for students is because it's tracing paper.
Oh, so basically you can put
now the design here, and you can now sketch it out. So you can go on overlaying your design. If you see you have made a mistake on this plan or section or elevation of the house, you can just move to the next page and overlay and change it up.
And this is all based with the fact that you were in architecture, that you went through these challenges. And even as you talk about those challenges, tell me the risks and the challenges that you faced with YOUnique when it comes to laser art. When
it comes to laser art, for example, is one is the capital to even make the art pieces. If for example, no one has ordered, you have to dig into your pocket yourself to make the art piece. Especially when we were making these first ones, I really went on a lot of losses because no one was still buying, no one still understood what this is. So that was a challenge. Another challenge might be, since this is a very subjective kind of business, it's not like buying milk. The client can say that he or she doesn't like the art piece, so maybe you're forced to redo. So that is one challenge that I've encountered.
When you're told, when a client asks you to redo, you have to start from scratch?
Yes.
Oh wow. So you have to go through the process once again. It's basically a loss because you have to do it again.
Because there's time, there's money for buying the material. But also the client is always right. Everyone says that, and I think that's true. So you at least need to satisfy both sides, yourself as the business owner and the client. But the client is the most important.
They say the customer comes first.
Yes, always. If you want your business to succeed, always focus on the customer. You'll go further if you focus on yourself. Yes. 4
years in, what will you say is the highlight of your moment when it comes to YOUnique and laser art?
My highlight, one, I think I have quite a few. My highlight is one, this interview. I'm really happy that whatever I'm doing inspired someone else and inspired someone else to come here and tell my story. So I really feel grateful for that. The other thing that I'm really grateful for, and is one of my highlights, I'm glad that through the process of architecture school, it opened my mind to different opportunities in this same space. And with one, the sketch pads, the models. But for example, the sketch pads was really a blessing in the sense that we can now tap into government policy. For example, with the CBC being rolled out in our schools, and for a lot of focus on arts and talents. It's very nice now that one of my products can now tap in so well now into government policy.
What the government is doing.
So it's really nice. I really feel okay and happy that this is happening now.
And even as YOUnique continues to grow, how have you been able to market yourself so for you to stay relevant and also to deal with competition?
I personally believe that competition is good. So I have no problem with anyone in the industry. Actually, I want people to come into the industry.
I actually haven't seen quite a lot of people doing laser art.
Yes.
So I think you're unique.
No, there are people doing a little bit. I know a few people doing. But I think that competition is really nice for the market because it enables the products that we now bring into the market. They are able to be standardized because you can't bring a substandard product because your other competitor will beat you at that. So it helps the customer to get the best of both. Yes. So I have no problem really with competition. I actually want competition.
Wow.
Because it
the
allows...
first person who's told me they want competition.
It allows growth for both of you.
That's true.
For all of you. Yes.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to join this industry and doesn't know how to? How does he or she may set a foot in this industry?
I wanted to say that maybe someone needs to get first the technical know-how. So really read a lot on what laser cutting is, what are the use cases, what materials can be used with laser cutting. So if they can start from there, it's now easier to move through the ropes. And I know maybe capital might or will be a challenge, But I think if you are really determined in getting what you want, you will get the capital that is required.
It will come.
It will come. You'll have to go out and maybe look for it.
Yeah.
But I really believe you need to first start from a point of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes. You just can't start like
Just
that.
abruptly.
Yes.
What next for YOUnique?
I'm hoping for maybe the next 5 years or 10. I would like now to focus and digress into other markets. Maybe apparel. For example, now the t-shirts that we do, would want them to go large scale, because I really think we're telling a very beautiful story that needs to be retold. Yes, because in an age of depression and all these things, people really need to be told that they need to believe in their stories, believe in themselves. Yes. So we would want to maybe now move into other products. As you can see, we've done now the sketch pads. We now want to tap into all that architecture has to offer, and we want YOUnique now to plug into that. So all the products that are used in this space, whether it's pencils, whatever it is that adds to the student, to the user, would want to be there.
Where can we find YOUnique?
You can find YOUnique on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. We're just called YOUnique the same way. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're almost everywhere.
As YOUnique.
Yes, as YOUnique.
What are your last words as we close?
My last words is I would like to tell everyone who's watching and everyone who will watch that we are all unique, and I want us to really embrace that concept. That we should tell our stories. We should never be afraid of that. We should embrace who we really are. And we are now trying to do that now through our art, our architecture, and our products. So I would really advise people to really believe in their essence, in what makes them them. Yes.
And as unique as we are, you are also unique. This brings us to the end of our episode today, and we've been talking about laser art. George Ndambuki brings art on board, literally on board. So we'll meet again next time as we talk to another business, another entrepreneur, and see how unique they are. Till next time, my name is Violet Njoki. Bye.
We value your feedback. If you would like to send questions, comments, or suggestions for your favorite TV47 shows, call us on telephone number 0740-047-047 or email us at maoni@tv47.co.ke. You can also write to us on PO Box 2358/00621, Nairobi. You can also drop your complaint or feedback at our offices located at number 10 Ojija Close off Ojija Road, Parklands, Nairobi.